Hello and welcome back to the Motorsport Better podcast. I'm your host Didi, and joining today once again is my friend and your co-host Vedant. On this episode, we'll be recapping what happened in the second half of the Dakar Rally. So let's grab some chai, take our seats, ready opinions, and dive right into the conversation. Hello Vedant. The second half of Dakar Rally was one of a lot more trials, a lot more failures, but there was a few comeback stories too. Not the comeback kind of where you come and win the Dakar, but the kind of comeback where you have a little bit of retribution for how the first half of the Dakar Rally went for you. A lot of interesting stories.
I mean, there was a comeback for winning as well.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stories around there, and obviously we have you to walk us through all of it. So the floor is all yours. Please tell us what happened in the second half of the Dakar Rally.
Yeah, absolutely. In the second half, Dakar did a couple of stages in the not what they call the empty quarter in Saudi Arabia. So it is just endless deserts and no civilization whatsoever. And I think that was an area the Dakar had never actually tackled in Saudi before, because Dakar has been going to Saudi for only a handful of years, right? So they still need to explore areas as such. So yeah, the empty quarter was one of them, and it seems from the reaction and the views that we might go there again and often and for more stages. But anyway, Dakar this time out was of shorter, like each stage was of shorter length, but as all the competitors pointed out, that it was much harder. So that was the sort of philosophy behind the Dakar this time out. But last time we recorded the Dakar podcast, it was the midway point, right? So after that, in the second half, obviously we know Carlos Sainz crashed out, and his car basically jumped and hit, like, they hit their nose into the next dune. They jumped a dune, so, and hit the nose on the next dune, and basically, although, I mean, Carlos was being airlifted when he said to the pilot, just turn around and let me go to the car and drive back. And they did drive back, but the car was too broken to start the next day. So that was the end of Carlos Sainz's Dakar. Hero and Ross Branch did win another stage, which was stage 10. But the most incredible story, two of the most incredible stories, is Sebastian Loeb winning six stages on the trot.
Six
It has never been
Yep.
done before, and that helped him finish P2 in the championship, in the Dakar overall standings, which was incredible, because he did win the third stage, and then it all wavered away from him for whatever reasons. But yeah, winning six stages in a row, it's incredible. And the second biggest story was, I mean, I guess you could call it the biggest story. Going into the last stage, the bikes were separated. The top two in the bikes were separated by just 12 seconds. So Kevin Benavides and Toby Price were separated by just 12 seconds. Now that is after 13 stages of racing. So much. I mean, you could just imagine, right?
I mean, to say that they've put miles between in the last 14 days is an understatement of how much mileage they have covered and what.
I mean,
terrain.
thousands of
Yeah,
miles,
yeah.
4,000 something miles is the total. And yeah, it's incredible that it just came down to 12 seconds. But in the end, Kevin Benavides won it by 43 seconds over Toby Price. So this was Kevin Taka win. He won it back in 2021. And Toby Price came in second. Skylar House, who was also one of the contenders, came in third, and he was 2 minutes and 44 seconds behind Kevin, sorry. And yeah, so that was the bikes top three. Then in the cars, obviously, Nasser Al Attiyah won.
His fifth.
This was making it his fifth Dakar, yeah. And I think it was his fourth on the trot.
Yep.
Third or
Yep.
fourth on the trot.
and I
So
I
that
think
is
he's the
another
second most. He's the
another.
second most. Like he has the second most number of wins at the Dakar Rally now.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, Stefan Petter Hansel is the most. I think he has 14 or something
Yeah.
Dakar wins, which is just ludicrous. And another. I mean, Nasser Al Attiyah. I just found out this week when researching his past victories. Right, he's not just a rally raid champion.
Okay.
He is also an Olympic silver medalist in trap shooting. Olympic medalist in trap
Okay.
shooting. I can't remember the ranking, but he is an Olympic ranking. But he is an Olympic medalist in trap shooting. So, which is incredible, right? Uh, Alexander Giroud won the cords, which was, and this is his second win. He won it last year as well, and he won it comfortably after dominating the Janis van Kasteren, if I'm pronouncing it right, and his team won the trucks event, the trucks class, and they are a Dutch team. Then we have Austin Jones who won T3 prototypes, and Eric. Uh, I'm sorry I can't pronounce this, but Eric from Poland. Sorry for that. Won the T4 prototypes by just around 14 minutes. So it was, yeah, it was an incredible end to the Dakar. And yeah, I mean, the Dakar is over, but the World Rally Raid Championship is still not over. It's still going on. So a bunch of these drivers who competed in Dakar will go on for the different events in Abu Dhabi. In the, I think even Baha is also one of the events or things like that. But yeah, because of the point system for the World Rally Raid Championship, Sebastian Loeb is in the lead for that.
Okay.
Because in the Rally Raid they provide points for each stage
Stage win. Yep.
and final classification as well. And because obviously Sebastian Loeb won 7 stages, so he got a lot of points. So he leads that championship. But yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Yeah, he may not have won the Dakar, but he is definitely in the lead for the W2RC Championship heading out
Yep.
of Dakar. I love this year out of Dakar was, usually. So, I mean, recently I've been following Dirtfish. So I think Colin Clark from Dirtfish was at the Dakar, and some of the stuff he writes is absolutely wonderful to read, in my opinion. I first came across him, I think, when he was covering the ARA at some point last year. And ever since then, I've been following his journey through the world of off-road racing, basically, ever since. And it's been an absolute pleasure to follow the Dakar through his eyes, basically. But yeah, anything else that you want to update us on about the Dakar or the W2RC before we move on to our next question?
Um, I I did have another last comment of sorts, but I think I have included that in the general update that I gave. So yeah, I don't have anything else
All right.
lined up.
Well, thank you so much, Vedant, for recapping the Dakar Rally 2023 for us. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.